It's wonderful. Let me say good evening to Sadiki.
Good evening, Sharon. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. You know what? Normally people will do like a great intro for the guest that's coming on. Of course, that all went out the window because I feel like we're family.
True, 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 true.
But let me just give the Conduit listeners who are logged on a little bit of a background. I mean, where do I begin with this gentleman, Sadiki? Um, he's been in the game, which is what they call the music industry, for quite some time. But the thing about Sadiki is he wears very, very many, many hats. I can't keep up with him sometimes because he does artist management, he does production, he does collaborations. He's the whiz kid in terms of music making. Help me out here, Sadiki. Music production
Uh,
and producing other artists, but he's also a singer in his own right. Let me ask you, where do you find time to do all of these things and do them so well, Sadiki?
actually, when it comes to finding time, it just really comes down to really devoting oneself to one's craft at the end of the day. That's really about it. You find time to do what you have to do because this is what your purpose is, and you've got to make sure that it gets done right.
But there are so many other people, I mean, who don't
Hmm.
juggle the many balls that you do, and I'm like, does this have something to do with a type of work ethic, and where does that work ethic come from?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you that it's really hard when it comes to balancing all these things. With life in general, balance is can be very difficult. Because even when I'm here saying I'm doing well in terms of what I'm doing musically, something else might not be getting the necessary attention that it should be getting. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is really it's really up and down, and nobody's perfect at the end of the day. You basically do your best, and you balance and kind of juggle the things that you need to, and you kind of get it done. And as you say, it has to do with a work ethic. It has to do with a discipline. It has to do with years of preparation, and you know that's really what it comes down to.
Because the other thing that I kind of know that you're noted for is, and I always kind of wait to see who's the next collaboration, but it's not just a musical collaboration, because in terms of working with other artists, you not only write for other artists, and I'm looking here and I see some of the people that you've written for: Chesedek,
Yeah,
Pam Hall, Twiggy, George
yeah,
Nooks, and this is just a small selection, and AJ Brown.
yeah, yeah,
A- And it seems like it was just last week that you produced that great album from fellow Brit Helen Rogers.
yeah, yeah,
That seems like that was just yesterday
yeah.
that you were
It was
promoting.
actually yeah, it was actually in November when Helen's project came out, and we're still promoting it.
Right.
But as you said, in terms of the wearing different hats, greatest thing is you just have to give thanks to Father. You know what I mean? Because really and truly, when it comes to being blessed with these gifts and talents, it has nothing to do with me. It is all about Him. You understand what I'm saying? So I just have to give thanks to Him for seeing in me something that He feels that I should get these gifts and these talents. So it is not up to me to really take it and really use it to the best of my ability. Not just for myself, because that would really be a very selfish thing to do, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so my thing at the end of the day is really being able to recognize people who, in opinion, are kind of like a bit overshadowed, a bit overlooked, a bit marginalized. You understand me? The people who, in my opinion, have talents and skills that the world needs to hear. And really,
Wow.
when it comes down to it, it's really up to me now because of the varying talents that I've been blessed with. Just being able to actually take a song from, writing it and actually demoing it for, a person like Pam Hall or Twiggy and actually sending them a fully demoed version of the song and saying, all right, this is the way the melody goes, and then to have them sing it that way, send it back to me, and to be able to mix it, to be able to master, to be able to create the graphic design and actually put it out, really not only helps me, but it helps them, because I have to tell you how expensive it is sometimes for artists who want to get them work out to actually do that. You understand what I say? You go through so many steps and so many stages, and at every step and at every stage, someone needs to be paid, right?
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, here we have these struggling artists who have these skills and these talents who can't actually get them dreams out. You know. So it is really important for and I not just for look into what me I do as as this singer person, but be able to actually use the skills and the talents to uplift other people too.
But that really is a very noble sentiment, Sadiki, and I'm sure it comes at a cost to you. But you are kind of articulating something. You're not saying it in words, but what I'm getting from you is that in all of what you're doing, the music is bigger than you.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. I understand and I've understood from a very long time ago that my purpose here is definitely not a singular purpose, in the sense of I am here to help self, and I'm here to uplift, Henry Buckley Jr., Sadiki, or whatever you want to call me, or some people still call me Pancho Crystal, whatever.
Yeah, that was a conversation from another time. You know what? I should have looked for those playlists, but really and truly, yeah, that was fun. That was fun getting to know the real Sadiki, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like to tell you, it's not a singular purpose. You understand what I said? So it really has to be about helping other people as well. There are just some people here who really have some great skills and some great talents that just aren't getting the opportunities. And when they get the opportunities, people just totally tear them down. And I can actually do that because I've actually been in that situation. So I know what it is like to really go through and to really trust some people to do some work where, them say, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. And at the end of the day, they do squat. To put it bluntly.
Well, I mean, I think this is the only way the music is going to move forward, because you can't just be taking whatever glory, whatever shine there is, and not bringing somebody along with you. I mean, in terms of, the exposure that you're giving, not just to new artists, Sadiki, but to artists who've been around and maybe not on the scene so much, and I have to salute you for what you're doing. I remember the last big collaboration you did was with a group called The Tenors.
Yes.
I mean, that must have been, what was that experience like for you?
It was a really, really cool experience. I'll be very honest. It was a very, very cool experience. At the same time, it was an experience that was very educational. At the end of the day, the Tenors being such a legendary group and like a classic group, to be able to actually manage them and then to be asked to actually join the group and to go out on the road and actually do shows with them. It was very, very educational.
Are you still working? Are you still collaborating with the Tenors in that regard?
No, unfortunately, I'm not collaborating with the Tenors in that regard. I still work with Ronnie Davis.
Okay.
Ronnie is a founding member of the Tenors.
Right.
So there's some things that I handle for Ronnie as far as some royalty collections and so forth. As we do that as well with the agency.
I mean, do all of the auxiliary things that you do outside of your music production, your singing, what banner does that come under? Do you have your own record label or management company?
I actually have my own record label, which is Skinny Boy Records. And I also started an agency. It's called the Skinny Boy Agency.
Right.
And then there are a few more pieces that I don't really talk about in public so much, but they do exist and you've probably seen them around. But yeah.
The reason I ask is because I know, personally, I'm trying to find someone that can look into royalties for someone who's deceased. And, there doesn't seem to be any organization that you can go to for an up and coming artist, not an established artist, up and coming artist who, tragically was deceased. Let me just put it that way. And her music seems to be out there with various outlets, but there's no money coming into the estate. And
Well, I mean, well, to be quite honest, when it really comes down to royalties and what gets played and what actually gets paid,
I
they're
like
like
that.
night and day.
I
You
like
understand
that.
what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
like
man,
that.
what gets played and what you get paid for is two different things.
How?
There are societies, and we won't call any names, but
Okay.
there are societies that essentially have ways of doing business, which, in my opinion, favor the societies more than they favor the people they're supposed to be collecting for. You understand what I'm saying? They actually set up, in my opinion, ways to do business that keep the society in business. That if it ever comes to the point where the society was to pay out on each performance as they should, the society itself probably couldn't stay in business.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
So a lot of the way societies collect is based upon sampling or a sampling of radio stations at certain time during the year for airplay. So if your song is being played, at a certain time on a radio station, it's sampled, chances are you're going to be paid for the plays. But let's say your song was being played for the whole year, but they only sample this radio station 3 months out of the year.
Oh,
It means that
wow.
you might never get. Yeah, it means that you might never see a check for the other 9 months.
Oh,
You
wow.
understand what I'm
Wow.
saying?
I mean,
So,
is there any comprehensive or sensible music organization that will deal with issues like this? Because I'm sure you're not the only one who has come up with this conclusion. So where do you as musicians go to fight for
well,
your own rights?
it's essentially a lot of musicians or a lot of there are varying types of royalties. I mean, if you're a songwriter, then you definitely should look into getting someone who can deal with administration for you as far as your publishing. If you want to go to the next level, you can actually get into a publishing or co-publishing deal with a company who will be responsible for collecting those royalties. But for the most part, my advice to artists, my recommendation would be to try and get as much information as you can, and the information is available out there on the internet. You understand what I mean? So
It's like yeah, go ahead. I was going to say it's like beating a dead horse, because you tell the artists coming into the industry, get your ducks in a row, make sure you're informed, or associate yourself with people who are informed, and yet time and after time we hear the stories. But that's not the case with Sadiki.
Well, listen. Let me tell you, Sharon. It doesn't matter if you're as big as Michael Jackson or if you're as small as the person who just started singing. Everybody in this business goes through trials and tribulations. Everybody in this business gets songs put out on the radio, played, and sometimes don't get paid for it. You understand what I mean? It is the nature of the beast. This is the business that we're in. The only thing you can do as an artist, as a creative person, is to try to minimize the loss. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah, man, that's really all you can do.
Sadiki, when you come on the Conduit show, it's never straightforward, right? We're supposed to be promoting the new album that's dropped, right? How did we get on this conversation? I have no idea. Basically, we got on it.
I saw when you realize a reason with family and friends, you just talk, I just said no introduction is necessary.
This is what I'm saying. It's a conversation. Sadiki is a friend of the Conduit show, family to the Conduit show. He comes from a very, very musical family, but we're not going to go into that because that will take us down another winding road that we don't want to go down. So you have a new project out in your own right. It's another
Yes,
album
yes,
from
yes.
you.
Yeah, yeah, and I've not actually released an album or a solo project in about 4 years or so.
Really?
Since since the last one, Jai's the Only King,
Is
came
it
out in
4 years since that
2012.
one?
Yeah,
Wow. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's somewhat overdue for a new Sadiki album. And people have been kind of asking me, for like the last year and a half, 2 years, when we're going to get another album. You planning on doing another album? I see you doing all this production and putting out that person, and now, when we're gonna get another album. So here's the new album. It drops next week, Friday, April the 15th,
Wow.
and it's called Covered in Love.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, Covered in Love is a project of cover songs, and these are songs that kind of meant something to me. And I said, all right, I'd love to cover these songs in like a reggae style. And there's one on it which is not necessarily reggae; it's more of an acoustic vibe. So I mean, Covered in Love, and like I said, it's out April the 15th. It's
Uh-huh.
actually available right now worldwide, digital stores
Uh-huh.
for pre-order. So you can pre-order your copy right now if you
Well,
want.
you know what? Let's start giving the Conduit listeners a taste of what's on the album coming out. You can pre-order it,
Wonderful,
as Sadiki
wonderful.
said, and I'm not even sure where I should begin. I don't want to play "Love Yourself" because that's the track that was recently released, correct?
Yeah.
So let me see. I'm gonna go with this one. Let me see. "Pledging My Love," right?
Okay.
All right. So I just give it a second to load, and we're gonna play a snippet. Ooh. Sorry, Sadiki.
Darling, your love in return, make the fire in my soul, dear, forever burn. Now my heart's at your command, dear, to keep love and to hold. Making you happy is my desire, dear. Keeping you is my goal. I'll forever love you for the rest of my days. I'll never part from you and your loving ways. Promise me, darling, your love in return. Make the fire in my soul, dear, forever burn. Now my heart's at your command, dear.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that ear-splitting volume there at the beginning there, Sadiki. Hello? Sadiki? Sadiki? Hello? Oh my goodness, did I drop the call? Hello? Sadiki? Talk to me. Alright, let me see if I can get him back. Sadiki?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, I'm
okay.
here.
Yes, sorry about that. I'm sorry about the really loud volume at the
No
beginning.
problem.
I'm just
No.
playing around with the controls. Okay, so tell me, that was by, I'm trying to remember the name of the original, Joe somebody. I'm trying to think. What made you cover that one?
So Pledging My Love, to me was like one of those songs that
Hang on a second. Let me just get this level right, because okay. Hello.
yeah,
Okay. Yes.
better.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Yeah, man, so I mean that song Pledging My Love was something that I grew up hearing, my pops play, and it was just one of those songs that, was always memorable for me. Just brought back some good memories, and I just felt that it was one that I should cover. So, we worked with Lloyd Campbell
Uh huh.
as well as iPod, a Gauntlet, and the mixing was done by Jason and Sterling. And we have E Freeze on there playing horns as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. All right. I like. Oh, I got to get rid of this squeaking. I'm trying to figure out which. Oh, okay. I think it's the laptop that's up too loud. That's your sound. Okay. So, mm, bear with me a second. Bear with me a second while I get this sorted out.
no problem.
Yeah, something is giving me some feedback here, and I'm not sure why I'm getting that. So that was Pledging My Love, and the name of the artist will come back to me because, like you said, it was a track that our parents used to play quite a lot. So it was, it's not Fats Domino. It will come to me in a second. So that was Pledging My Love. Let me go to this track here, Sadie,
All right.
and give you a piece of this one. I'm going to have to see if I can turn this down so I don't get this awful feedback here. Let me try this.
This song is dedicated to all the people around the world who've loved, who've lost their beautiful mothers. This one's for you, Sadiki. Early one Sunday morning, yeah, breakfast was on the table. There was no time to eat. She said to me, boy, hurry to Sunday school, filled with a load of glory. We learned the holy story. She'll always have her dreams, despite the things this troubled world can bring. Oh, Sadie, don't you know we'll love you, sweet Sadie? Please, no one above you, sweet Sadie. Well, well, well. Sometimes it seems so funny, nobody will turn your life around. Sweeter than cotton candy, stronger than Papa's own granddad. Always that leading smile, once in a while, would break down and cry.
I'm so sorry about this. Okay, Sadiki, can you hear me? Okay, I'm not hearing. Okay, hello? 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 I'm not hearing you, and I'm getting a lot of feedback in my headset. I think that's the problem. Can you speak again, Sadiki? I'm hearing you, and it's really low. So let me see if I can boost your response. Hello? I'm not sure what I did here. Hello? 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 Speak to me. Testing 1 2 3. Testing
Hello?
1 2. Yes, now I've got you. Sorry about that. I got to remember which button it is I'm turning up. Wow, wow. Oh my goodness. All right, Sadie. Such a classic tune, but it kind of, to me, it has like a kind of country and rock feel on that one. How?
Yeah, most definitely.
What made you? Well, obviously the songs meant something to you, but how do you come up with a formula so that they're completely different from the originals?
You know what? With some of these songs, they're them kind of take on a life of their own. You understand?
Mhm.
About a creative process. You know, man, so things just kind of unfold sometimes very very unexpectedly. And I mean, with Sid, it was just one of those songs where I actually grew up not hearing the original singer sing the song, which original singers were the Stevens, right? So I actually grew up. The version of Sadie that was really familiar to me was the R. Kelly version.
Oh,
And of
really?
course,
Oh,
yeah, and of course, being a youth from who actually migrated from Jamaica to Chicago, R. Kelly was huge in Chicago.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? So like this whole vibe, it was kind of like the whole R. Kelly version that even pushed me to even do this song. You understand what I'm saying?
Ah,
So we did a production with James, Jimmy Stewart, Jimmy Peart, as everybody calls him,
mm-hmm.
who's actually a keyboardist for Barry Simon. Barry Simon and he tours with Barry very frequently. And he did most of the production, and I did the drums as well as I think I did the bass line as well as mix and master the song. And then my sister actually sings background on this song as well as my 11-year-old nephew. He's singing in the background as well. So
Really?
yeah,
So you're not only grooming other artists, you're grooming family members too.
definitely after.
I like, and I know you come from a very musical family, starting with your dad, correct?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
And you have a very famous brother who also sings.
True.
But I'm not. I was good. Okay, so you gave it away, Buck. Yeah, from Moody's. And I'm not sure if he's listening, but it's just incredible. I can just imagine what family get-togethers are like in the Buckley household, right? I can really just imagine, because it's not just steeped in a musical tradition, but bringing quality music. Was there any kind of thread in the tracks that you decided to record in terms of production and who worked on the tracks? Was it all the same people or different people working on different tracks?
Yeah, I actually worked with different people, essentially with me kind of being in the center of everything. But in terms of musician, I worked with some varying musicians,
Mm-hmm.
like Robert Brown, that said, worked with Lloyd Campbell, worked with James Peart, also worked with Mikey Fletcher. We have Axman, Danny Axman, who's playing bass as well as guitar on a number of the tracks. And also Kirk Bennett, Robert Lynn is also playing keyboards on several tracks as well.
Right, and as we talked about your famous relative, he's actually logged on and listening, trying to find the link so that he can log into the chat room. But there are problems with the chat room because I can't get into the chat room, so we're kind of doing the chat room through Facebook. So Buck is requesting the track with you and Twiggy.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
so he's logged on. I love it when family supports family.
Oh, most definitely.
So you got to tell me which one. I think it's. Let me see if I can find it. It's not.
Yeah, it's with you. I'm born again. And incidentally, I'm sitting right here with Twiggy as we're in Jamaica doing a music video for that.
You know what? I saw the picture.
Right.
Tell me about that music video.
Yeah, man. We just wrapped the video and we've been shooting all day. So it was wonderful. I mean, that's really, really professional. Done by a good brethren here in Jamaica, Robin Chin. So I have to pick him up.
Right, because I saw the picture, but I wasn't sure if that was real time. So let me say hi to Twiggy.
Yeah, man. Twiggy.
Come in, Twiggy. Wow! Oh my goodness! Is she get?
Hold on a second.
Okay. Twiggy, how are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay.
Talking to you.
It's so nice to hear your voice, and you know what? You're in very, very good hands, and I'm looking forward to more music from you because people are crying out for quality music, good lyrics, and great productions.
I know, and I actually love working with Sadiki.
So we're also hoping that out of this collaboration, as the music gets out there, there'll be a demand to actually see you in the US.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
We're working on that part of it too.
Absolutely, because people are just crying out for music that they can play. I mean, what's going on in radio it's really is kind of hurting my heart right now, because I was listening to someone playing some music from the 70s. There was a discussion going on about certain records that were being played in the dance hall that were banned in Jamaica. And this particular person was saying, well, I'm listening to the track and I don't see anything wrong with it. What do you think? And I was so tempted to call and say, well, if it was banned in Jamaica in the 70s, why do you think it's okay to play it now? The reason it was banned in the 70s, that reason didn't go away. The music, there has to be certain standards. And the children who were listening in the 70s, you still have children who are listening in 2016 who don't need to be hearing that kind of music.
Exactly. And that is why the likes of Sadiki and myself and others were trying to make our stand again with great music.
Yeah.
Just positive energy and vibe.
Oh my goodness. Twiggy, we're going to have another conversation, you and I. So I'm hoping, well, I know that I will get the link from Sadiki, but Buck is listening. I want to say good evening to British Empress, to Tasha T, to Buck also, and everyone else who's logged in to the chat room and listening. I'm not able to communicate with you in the chat room because I'm not able to log in, but I hope that you are listening, and I am recording so that we can put this back up at a later stage. But Buck requested the track, the collaboration with Twiggy and Sadiki, so let me just play it and hope I don't blast your eardrums. So step away from the speakers while I try and adjust it so it doesn't go too crazy. But this one is called With You I'm Born Again. Here we go.
Your softness, comfort me through all this madness. Woman, don't you know that I'm born again? Come here, baby.
Come give me your sweetness. Now there's you. There is no weakness. Lying safe within your arms. I'm born again.
Oh, I was had not hope instead with none.
Reaching through this world in need of one.
Show me your kindness. In your arms, I know I'll find it. Woman, don't you know that I'm born again?
Wow. Oh my goodness.
That
Oh.
sounds like a positive reaction.
I love it. I'm like, when you listen to quality music and the singing matches the production, that is just congratulations. It is something to be proud of. Definitely. Definitely.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. We feel the same about that song, most definitely.
Okay. My other guests are coming in. So I'm just letting them know to come up the stairs. On the Conduit show, you never know what to expect. So it's. I'm glad that you are seeing with me with all of these technical glitches that are happening as I get ready to welcome in my guest. When are you coming back to New York, Sadiki? Because I feel as though we really have to give you the proper Conduit experience and have you in the studio live with us. It's a much better experience for me.
Okay, so next time I'm in New York, I'm not sure when right now, but the next time, and hopefully it will be for a show, so we can maybe do something where you're, at the event and maybe at the broadcast and
Oh.
down here and so forth.
Yeah.
Try to work something out like that.
You know what? I like that because I want to see you in the studio. I want to have you rock into the music. There are so many more tracks because this is a full album. We've got 12 tracks on here?
It's actually 10 tracks on this album.
It's 10 tracks.
Yes.
Of course, your famous Sea of Rhythm track is on there. And I want to play 2 more tracks because my next guests are actually here and they've been here waiting for a while. But you know what? I like to give each guest their due. And there's so much more that we could talk about with Sadiki. But we're going to do him again when he comes into the studio. So...
Yeah, man, most definitely. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. you really going to come back into the studio?
Looking forward to
Oh, we did have fun the last time you were here.
Yeah, man, we have fun.
Oh, okay. So let me just give them a piece of the Sea of Love, and then I'm going to give them the track that was released from the upcoming album, which is going to hit stores and digital outlets the 15th of April. But I think you can pre-order, is what Sadiki said. Can they order it from do you have a website that people can order from?
Yeah, so it's actually available on iTunes, Amazon, all the leading online digital retailers. We'll also put a link up on the Facebook pages as well as skinnyboyrecords.com where you can order from iTunes.
And of course,
We'll just let them deal with it.
right, and the name of the new album is Covered in Love?
Covered in Love, yeah.
Right, wow. When I think of that, I think of someone spreading chocolate somewhere. But let me, yeah, it's a Sunday afternoon. And Peter G's just walked into the studio. Can you hear?
Yeah, love Sadiki, how you doing?
Yes, brother, everything like
Everything blessed, man.
he was really the one that was supposed to do this conversation, But yes, for real. Yes, because, when you have excellent music, you have to have a musicologist to deal with the thing properly.
Well, you did very well.
She did very
Listen,
well.
Sadiki, stop it, because
You did wonderful.
it gets to the point where how much information do you want to give the artist? The focus has to be the album, and hopefully in people hearing about Sadiki and listening to this new project, they'll be piqued, or they'll have an interest to go back and look at your past body of work, which is huge. And we just want to say we want you to continue bringing that good quality music, because it really is a pleasure to sit down and listen to something that the production is tight, the music is tight, the lyrics are tight, the presentation is tight. I can't say thank you enough. When you hear a good piece of work, it actually moves your soul. It can bring you to tears.
That's really great to hear. And I mean, on behalf of all the musicians as well as singers, Twiggy, Tony Anthony, Helen Rogers, as well as all the musicians who work on the project, we thank you as well for listening and for giving us a positive.
It's a great review, and I may put pen to paper and do a proper review and get that published. But I want to play this Sea of Love because I know that's a recurring rhythm for you, and you've had different artists record on it. So let me hear, and let the Conduit listeners hear your take on this one. So just stick and stay for a little bit.
I wanna tell you.
The link for the show. Is that different link here?
Yeah, because it's really...
Give me the link. I'm going to text it to someone.
Well, we should
Someone hears about it.
top of the stairs. You need a headset, right? Hang on, here it is. Here. Let's see now work properly. Is this .tv? Why don't you just take a screenshot? So it's / and then channel /. What a sound! What a voice! Sound like hot knife cutting through butter.
Yeah.
Whoa! Now, I didn't think you could do it better than Leroy, but it's a different flavor. And I like it. But you know, as time has caught up with us, it's already 7:50. Where did the time go? It's like we just scratched the surface.
It was wonderful.
Don't leave, because I want to play Love Yourself before we sign out. Okay? And this was the track that was this the track that was released early?
Yeah, we released 3 singles from the album, Portable as well as Love Yourself.
All right, so I have to give the Conduit listeners a snippet. So all who are logged on and all who are trying to find me, it's www.ustream.tv/channel/Sheron SHERON -P -S oh my goodness, let me find the rest of it. But you know what, Conduit -show. It's kind of crazy. Normally it would be E2 on air, but we had to kind of change it up just for today, because Ed and Michelle are not in the studio. So this is an issue. This shows me that I need to have my own webpage, so that I can just put the link up there. But anyway, let me just bring you a very small sample of the single that was released from the upcoming album Covered in Love. My guest Sadiki is on the line with me, and he has a bonus because you heard from Twiggy, who collaborates with him on one of the tracks on the album. Anyway, let's play Love Yourself from Mr. Sadiki. All right, let's take it away.
Sadiki, you know, I'm from a baby's them, but ladies them, but love no, but you know, sometimes, but I know. All the times that you been on my parade, and all the clubs you get using my name, and you broke my heart, oh girl, for goodness. You think I'm crying on my own, well I ain't. And I didn't want to write a song, 'cause I didn't want to.
So you have a regular chat setup like, you don't have a chat room today?
No, because it's to an air, so it's I can't get in for some reason. It's crazy.
All the thing is supposed to have
I'm better sleeping on my own, 'cause if you like the way you look that much, then maybe you should go and love yourself.
All right, Sadiki. That one is a twist there on the title, Love Yourself, but you're really kind of dissing the lady.
We don't talk the truth about a particular lady.
Ooh, Oh, you know, when I get you in the Conduit studios, you're going to have to elaborate on that one. But yes, yes. Basically, there are some people who need to know themselves.
Most definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, overall, the album is great. The tracks I've listened to. The underlying theme for me, Sadiki, and I would expect nothing less from you having heard your output, is basically the production is tight, the lyrics are good, and this is another successful project for release April 15th. So we're going to definitely be adding these tracks to our playlist so that the Conduit listeners can have that wonderful listening experience.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, sir.
Anytime, Sadiki. You know, keep doing what you're doing. Keep working with the artists to bring us that great music, and you'll have an outlet on the Conduit show.
Will do, and thank you so much.
Okay, we have a full house here in the Conduit studio. So, as I say good night to my guest Sadiki, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to just play this and listen to this great music. Wow, it's just an honor, really, and a pleasure to know you. Keep up the work.
Yes, will do, and thank you as well, and big up to everybody at D2 for, you know, those great and wonderful space.
Definitely, and you know, we're going to be sharing the album too with our DJ friends, so hopefully we can see Sadiki in a Billboard chart real soon.
Remember that, big up, Bob.
Yeah, yes, he's listening. All right, Sadiki. All right.
All right, sir. Take care, yeah?
We'll catch up real soon.
All right, good.
Take care.
All
All right, my brother. Okay, so as we come out of that, I gotta figure out how to turn this down. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay, so Conduit listeners, we are making strides. We are moving forward. And let me say good evening to Paulie, who's just logged in. I'm so sorry that you missed the conversation with Sadiki, but guess what? I am recording it.